Let's face it, bodybuilder style training does not look fun. You just go from a machine to a machine, chasing pump, doing some bicep curls, then doing some other isolations, obviously a bench press. Maybe then you do some iliac pull downs for the lats because it has a 14% greater stretch than a pull up. And let's be real, that's such a fucking pussy way of training, isn't it? And it's really a shame that bodybuilding is associated with that right now. But it is what it is, we won't change it. Instead, we can ask ourselves a question: what can we do about it? How can we make bodybuilder training, basically optimizing for building muscle and becoming stronger, look cool and actually be fun? And that is exactly what we will discuss in this video. But before we begin, why should you even listen to me? My name is Karol and I have a 6-year experience of strength training and building muscle. I have read many books about training, took several courses, tested countless different training methodologies and programs, and in the end, I have built my 10 out of 10 physique without ever optimizing for bodybuilding. Quick plug, if you want to build a top 1% physique and become brutally strong so that every girl in the gym lusts over you, is the top link in the description. So how can we make building muscle fun? I believe the word fun basically means being satisfied of what we have already achieved and be motivated to do even more progress in the future. That is how I understand the word fun. So a very simple way to make training fun is to just have systems in place that will let you track progress and actually progress as often as possible. And obviously, in order to track progress effectively, we gotta use a training journal. If you don't have one already, I would really recommend you to just use a paper, physical one, like a notebook. Maybe you got some left from school, I don't know. Just buy one, it's really worth it. Some people say you can track your workouts in an app or in a just notes app on your phone, but I tried that and I really don't like it. It's like I feel very limited by the space, the system of how it works. And with training journal, I can just write whatever, wherever. I can just construct the whole tracking system as I want to, you know? So yeah, get a physical journal. What's next? In order to create systems that will let you track progress and actually predict future progress very easily, is to have some sort of progression scheme. Now, what do I mean by that? Progression schemes are basically systems that let you track progress, so that's exactly what we want. Now, depending on your experience level in training, progression schemes will differ a bit. Basically, for all absolute beginners and people who just started lifting, I would really recommend just a simple linear progression. That basically means doing a certain exercise 2 or 3 times per week and just doing the same amount of reps and sets. I would recommend like 3 sets of 5 reps and just adding 2.5 kg every single workout, or maybe 5 kg every single workout, also depending on the lift. And this is very effective for beginners because there is something called newbie gains, and it is basically when you progress on every single workout, your body is basically designed to be able to lift a fair amount of weight. So most people who don't train are just in a state of chronic muscle atrophy. So if they start training, their body is like, oh, hell yeah, here we go. And they are progressing like crazy because they want to reach like their natural genetic state, you know? And when they reach that natural genetic state, then there is a slight wall, but we can still easily overcome it and keep progressing. So for all lifters who are like late beginners to maybe early and even late intermediates, the best way to progress, the best progression scheme is a simple double progression. And let me explain to you exactly how that works. Basically, you choose an exercise and you also choose a rep range. Basically, a rep range that you will always try to be inside of. So let's say for hypertrophy, we really want hypertrophy. So we will choose a rep range of 8 to 12 because we also want some volume in it. Let's say we pick an exercise, bench press 80 kg, we can do 8 reps with that, and that's like our max. So then, on the next training sessions, you will do everything you can to increase the number of these reps on every one of, let's say, 3 sets. So let's say on the next training session, instead of 8, you did 10 repetitions, and then on the next training session, you manage to do 12 repetitions in every one of 3 sets. So if you do that, if you reach the end of the repetition range, you increase the weight and you go back to the 8 reps, to the beginning of the repetition range. And how much you should increase the weight? Basically, it should take some experimentation, because you want to increase the weight exactly so much that you will be able to still be within the rep range. You know, you can't increase it by like 10 kgs, because then you will just be able to do like 5 reps and you will fall out of the rep range. So again, it will take some experimentation here, but it is very extremely simple once you figure it out. And this progression scheme will basically let you progress for even like a year if you are a beginner. So yeah, after you try a simple linear progression scheme, if you are a beginner, and it stops working, then you do the double progression. And assuming you note everything down in your training journal, on every single training session, you will just see the numbers go up, either in the weight or in the reps. And that will keep you constantly motivated. You will constantly see progress, so you will be satisfied from what you have already achieved. And you will be able to predict, like, oh, next week I'm probably gonna be able to lift 5 kg more here. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Basically, it gives you that excitement. It gives you that hype about the future. And this is so fucking powerful. This lets you enjoy every single workout and actually look forward to every single workout. And you might wonder, wait, I'm prioritizing strength here. Will I really build muscle? Fuck yes, you will. Because through prioritizing strength, you reach progressive overload. It's the purest form of progressive overload, a progression scheme. And most people say that progressive overload is the main driver of hypertrophy. But actually, more and more studies come out saying that progressive overload is the evidence of hypertrophy. So, because you grow bigger, because you build a little bit of more muscle, you are able to do more weight or more reps. So the progressive overload is the result of growing a little bit bigger muscles, you know? So that is all. That is literally the secret. Start prioritizing strength. Pick a repeatable progression scheme and track it in a physical notebook. And if you found this video helpful and you want to learn even more info on how to build a top 1% physique, is the top link in the description. Peace out.